having this opportunity to lead towards significant change in what was a broken system.
Well, we don't know any of our neighbors except to the left and to the right of us. We don't know anybody else.
They were told they will never amount to anything.
I'm not scared of nobody but God, so.
Not only did they amount to something, but they amounted to something amazing.
We embrace our neighbors.
We will provide opportunities for families, for seniors, for disabled residents in our city that really give them a quality place to call home, but a quality neighborhood to come home to.
The demolition of fairgrounds is the elimination of public housing.
What we're going to do tonight is have short conversations with the folks you see on stage here, then open this up to you for a Q&A.
If I could do a great deal of community outreach and education, this is the key subject. We are not building public housing on South Newtown. It is a public-private partnership that is funded through tax credits, low-income housing tax credits. The ownership structure is 51% Bridge Rockford Alliance, which is a not-for-profit of the Housing Authority, 49% owned by Gorman. That is for a 15-year compliance period, after which it could revert should Bridge Rockford choose to accept it back to a wholly owned bridge property. The demolition of fairgrounds is the elimination of public housing.
There were small community agencies throughout our nation who attempted affordable housing, and some did it very well. Where I think it went wrong is we built it and then we didn't maintain it. I think it's very easy when you're talking about budgets and challenges and economy to cut those dollars because the poor generally don't have a voice at the table. Our folks aren't dispensable, and our folks need representation, and our folks need a quality place to live so that they can find the successes they're looking for.
I've done a walkthrough with Nick, the foreman. I posted some of the pictures that I went through, which was, they're the duplexes. I was just in awe of the craftsmanship, all union built, beautiful, just gorgeous. And it's just a little bit smaller than my condo, which is 1,100 square feet. We embrace our neighbors. I don't want people to be afraid to come to the Grove at Keith Creek. There's a lot of hurt feelings with the year-and-a-half battle. You have to let that go.
These are amazing journeys. What happened is he got to know us. It's one thing for me to come out and say, hey, we're nice people, we know what we're doing, we have high standards, we're going to execute. It's another thing for somebody to view the historic actions of the Housing Authority and what had happened. We can't just expect people to automatically like us. It wasn't just Don there who had a transformational change in his feelings. When we're able to, put down our gloves, open our ears, and take a moment to hear, ultimately the relationship starts to build.
What concerns you? Is there anything that's
To be honest with you,
scary?
I don't have no concerns. I'm not scared of nobody but God, so I don't have any concerns.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, I'm looking forward to the move. I'm looking forward to meeting other people, being friends with other people, having the barbecues, having the cookouts, or whatever the case may be. But I have no concerns. I like to socialize with other people. I mean, I have nothing against anybody. All I want to do is live just like the next person, comfortably and happy.
I think people there aren't indifferent against it. They're just not very aware of what people are going to have to do to be there. I think most people believe that it's a given, and it's not.
Well, we don't know any of our neighbors except to the left and to the right of us. We don't know anybody else. Like, I didn't even know she lived in Fairgrounds. Better for my baby because she can go outside and play and have, a better childhood. In our parking lot, we have a lot of traffic coming in and out. So it's just, if there is a lot of people outside, I just am not comfortable with my daughter riding her bike. She goes to kindergarten next year. Gregory Elementary School is the best in Rockford. We're just ready to go, I guess, to have change. With moving to the Grove, you're not in Rockford housing anymore. So I think that's a negative because if I was to lose my job, it's not a security for us anymore. So that's a negative. But the positive would be we're not in Rockford housing anymore.
Me and my family live kind of right around the corner, and to hear you say that you can't go outside is really sad, because like our neighborhood, anybody that lives around, like as soon as it hits 55, you know, there's families walking with dogs and everybody, and that's kind of how we get to know each other. So we'll see you around.
When we started some of the meetings locally, the Gregory School was as a result of political pressure to bring people together in a means faster than it should have been. And it wasn't wrong. It never should have been in the school. It should have been in a church like this. I've done this long enough, I can tell you, this is the environment in which to have these types of meetings. And going back to that meeting, you know, what we learned was there's fear on all sides, which is always the case. It's the case in any real estate development. And so instead of launching resident against resident, we thought it best we stand out front, we take some of those lumps. And so we came into the community, we intentionally left our residents back until it came time to have that voice at City Council. And our residents stood up, came to council, and really represented well.
I just want to congratulate you guys, you know, for moving the project forward, especially with such a, you know, a long year and a half battle of moving forward. It seems that a primary issue, especially within fairgrounds, is a sense of culture. How do you plan on establishing the positive momentum of culture within the Grove?
We have amazing people who live at fairgrounds, and they want the same opportunities for their families everybody else wants. The difficulty when you live in a place like fairgrounds where you're concerned about your neighborhood and the surroundings is folks can't get out and get to know their neighbors. Unless you live in that apartment, you don't know what it's like. And what I mean by that is every one of those apartments, which was designed in the late 60s, has very tiny windows, very small access to daylight. The design is really poor. When you see the Grove, you see these amazing big windows with daylight and freedom, right? Not what you were in before. So just being in that environment where you're more free is going to help increase that culture of the environment and ultimately build community within.
My question was for Ron Kluwer. I wasn't understanding Phase 2 and Phase 3. That doesn't involve the Grove. Those are on the fairgrounds site, both of them.
Phase 2 will be a combination of 2 bedrooms through 6 bedrooms. Phase 3 will be 2 bedrooms through 6 bedrooms. And every resident has the choice to determine, do they want to move to the Grove, do they want to move to Phase 2, or do they want to move to Phase 3?
So Phase 2 is actually spread throughout the community, and some of those units will be outside. And then the last phase is back on the site of fairgrounds. We're currently working on the site of fairgrounds at 16 and a half acres. Roughly 7 of those we're working on an industrial laundry facility to bring jobs back into the neighborhood. And then the remaining property would become the housing. The 106 are single family duplex units, small multifamily throughout the community.
If the city or RHA or Gorman buys the stuff, we'll cook all day. We'll slow cook it for 6-7 hours. We'll have fun, have some sodas, and invite District 3, everybody who's at the Grove, and meet your neighbors across the street. Because, you know, I don't think any of our neighbors have any animosity towards you. I really don't. They're concerned, their main concerns are parking and the safety of the children. That's their top 2 concerns.
Relationship is transformative. We're going to be entering into a lot of new relationships in Rockford that will transform us all, and that's a profoundly good thing. So thank you very much.